Hey y'all, it's Andrea with Sucs For You in Houston, Texas, and I'm making this video because it's time for me to move all of my succulents back outside, the ones that were in the house. Well, everything we had to move for the freeze inside basically became a jungle again, a succulent jungle. The garage is still a succulent jungle. Garage. Desert jungle? I don't know. Anyways, the main thing I'm worried about is after having all of my plants indoors for 3, 4 weeks, when we bring them back outside, you have to be very careful not to burn them. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And then figuring out, you probably want to water them really bad. Maybe you haven't watered them since you moved them inside. I haven't really. Um, so let's discuss when we're going to water them as well. The good thing was that it warmed up a little bit and then it was still overcast, so I was able to start moving some stuff outside without really worrying about them being burned. This tub of Haworthias, I just like shoved it inside my bedroom, like under a chair, and then opened the window, the blinds a little so they could get some sun. It definitely wasn't much, but I'm not seeing any issues. These have been out here for a few days already, and no water yet. The thing with the Haworthias is that you can see there's still some active growth, like straight through, like the whole time they were indoors. They're pushing out flowers. You know, they're not fully asleep. So these would be fine to go ahead and start watering again because we're not really like shocking them. They're not dormant completely. They're sleepy, but they're not dormant. So I can go ahead and get away with watering these because there's active growth. Over here too, I was just like, you guys did not get the memo that we're going to be inside for a few weeks at least, and they're pushing out flowers. They're not happy flowers, of course, because they weren't getting enough light. But yeah, still like astroloba flowering. Just it was cracking me up. I was just like, you guys, hello. So that's the first thing. I'm more concerned with like putting anything up here. This is the east facing sky, and I did I did burn something really bad last year, and I'm still like ashamed and hurting over it. And I promised myself and my plants that I would do a better job. And even though you're thinking, oh, but you don't really get direct sun right now because as it comes up in the east, it's still further south on the horizon. So you get very little direct sun in the morning at this time of year, at least where I am. However, that does not mean that it will not burn your plants. Trust me, in my poor Calancho. We have this little Mammillaria plumosa. She's pushing out some flowers. I want to water this one pretty soon, but I'm going to give it just a few days outside before I do. Again, we're looking for active growth before watering. This euphorbia pushing out some little flowers. Euphorbia fruticosa. And so what I did do preemptively, I do have some shade cloth. And since these shelves here and here they are, again, sorry, I'm shaking a little bit. They are getting a really bright sky. They are at risk of getting touched by direct sun for a little bit too long, after being indoors for so long. So I'll use some of this shade cloth I got. It looks like plastic fish net. It does the job. It's not like great stuff. I don't know how long it'll last, and I don't like that it's, plastic. Hopefully it can be recycled. But I do hope I get at least a few years out of it. So I will cover those shelves, and I will also, I'm not going to put anything up on the ledges right now. I'm going to try and keep my plants lower down right here, and then bring the shade cloth, cover it up here, and then drape it over these guys on here. I'm going to make it happen. I haven't thought it through exactly how I'm going to make it stay in place and not get tangled up in all the plants. Same thing for this shelf here. And this shelf here, I will avoid putting anything on the top shelf right away. I can zoom back a little bit. And then I'll throw some shade cloth over here as well. And I did that over the summer when it got really hot. Yeah, because we were getting some burning and metal shelf, so that means it was even hotter than like the the wood or whatever. So that's pretty much it. We are going to move as much stuff out as I can. I don't even want to think about the garage right now. At least there's grow lights in there. I'll come down here. So here's the garage, and I was just thinking, like, how long, I know people are going to wonder, how long do I have to keep them out of direct sun or keep them under some shade before it's okay to, give them more, and not have to protect them as much. It depends on the plant. It depends on how much light they're, acclimating to. Like, where are they located? Are they going to be in a permanently bright shady spot? Do you eventually need to get them out in more direct sun, like with the cacti and stuff? And you're just gonna have to keep an eye on your plants and stuff, and you're gonna have to maybe occasionally like turn the pot, but still while in the shade, because if you have the sun is coming from this way, and then you turn it, and the sun is all of a sudden coming in on the other side, like full blast, that side can burn. It's nice and warm in here right now. I have this little thermometer at 71. Again, beautiful sunny day. Another thing we've been doing, did have some lights clipped up. There's a lot of stuff in here. Whoa. I want to get rid of so much. I mean, I love all my plants, but it's so much. Like, I mean, they just multiply. This whole flat is ready to go to new homes. So if you have your plants like in a garage, what you can do is, once the sun is starting to come back out, open up the garage for a few hours and let them start getting some light in there. So this is a covered pergola. It really doesn't get much direct sun, especially this time of year. So it'll be safe for me to start moving some of my more special stuff out that I really, care about and don't want it to burn. I don't want anything to burn, but okay, this is the one that burned last year, and I feel awful. And it was like it looks great now, well, pretty great, but like a whole row of leaves look like that, massive leaves, just torched. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So we're getting this one used to more sun, but eventually, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I still haven't got that far. I do want to do some rearranging, but this is going to be a safe spot out of any direct sun. Still going to get some like bright light from the sky, right? So that's bright and direct light. And it should be fine there for now. This thing was awesome to have to navigate around in the garage. So it was like the first one I moved back out. Ouch. All right, so back to watering again. Just kind of have to look for signs of growth. It could take up to, a few weeks before you start seeing them like wake back up again. By waking up, of course, I mean they're putting out new leaves. This looks like a little flower might be coming in here. Let's see here. Like the tips of the plants, like say with these little euphorbias, they will look lighter green, or with the hoodia, the tips you'll start seeing like new little spines coming in. I give it a little tiny bit of water because I really love this plant so much, this pot. I've talked about why before, but this guy is from seed. These are two little branches of a euphorbia I lost in the big Texas freeze. They're doing really great now. And that was originally a seedling as well. And I have like so much aloe from my mom. Like some of it was just jumping out of the pot, so I'm trying to use some of that. Just, for burns and boo-boos and moisturizer. Like I said, little flowers coming in on things. That's new growth. But yeah, not a ton of action, even though it didn't get very cold for very long, and it didn't like cool off for very long before it got very cold. So that means like we didn't have a ton of time before the freeze. It would be like 70 degrees one day, and then it's 40, and then it's 20. So normally ideally you would have you'd build up to that cold, so that the plants are going to sleep naturally from the cold outside before you move them in. So I just kind of set this up really quick to show you guys what I'm talking about. You can just drape the cloth over, but if you're worried about the wind or it blowing off, you can clamp your shade cloth to like a rail or something like that. It's 40% shade cloth, and I don't need anything much stronger because again, this is east facing, but if you have west facing sun, then you probably want to go with a 50%, or you could even like double a 40%. That's always an option. And then of course, even just using objects to block direct sun from your plant, like a column, right? Here we have a column. We can put our plant, if the sun's going to be up over here, coming up over this way, we put our plant right here. Keep it easy. Keep it simple, guys. All right, that's it. And I'll keep you guys posted on how everything goes. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below about moving your plants or anything else, ideas for videos. And definitely please check out my book, The Succulent Manual. If you haven't already, just go to sucsforyou.com and you'll find all the information about that there. It's available as an ebook, a paperback, and an online interactive version. And I swear someday I'm going to repot this, but I've been saying yes for so long. Probably not anytime soon. Alright guys, take care. Thanks for watching.